Okay. This book was incestuous. Massively incestuous. And I don't mean it that way. I don't mean it the way that you think it would. No, not that way. A different way. Um, there. Be prepared for spoilers. I won't tell you the who done it, but I will spoil everything else. And welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Carras, Tina. This is where I read book and talk about books. No special effects. I don't have great thumbnails, so I'm not getting the viewership that people say I should be getting. If you could please spread the word that I exist, I would appreciate it. I spend my time reading, and I spend my time talking with you about books. I am not a creative person. I don't know how to make pop out in your face thumbnails. I'm not that person, and channel is suffering because of it. So if you could please spread the word that I exist, that would be most appreciative. Last year I did all JD Robb, Eve Dallas. I'm a series person. We did all Janet Ivanovich. We did all Krista Davis. I've done over 1,000 videos. I've read 270 something books this year so far. I'm aiming for 3. I don't think I'll make it, but I'm gonna try. We are currently working through Patricia Briggs' Mercy Thompson series. We're going to be getting into Catherine Coulter's FBI series. And we have come to the end of the C.S. Harris reading binge. We will have to continue this in 2025. It's so depressing that we will have to discontinue our binge because that's it. We've come to the end of the line. This is the last book till next year. So this is book 19 of the series. It's an in-town book. Sebastain St. Cyr is our Viscount, who is our little detective that likes working with Bow Street. And Henry Lovejoy is our magistrate, and he likes working with Devlin. And Hero is Devlin's wife, and they have Simon is their biological child. Patrick is their adopted child. A lot of people assume that because the kid looks so much like Devlin and so much like his brother, or Simon, that it was a child from a mistress. It's not. It most likely is a child born of his half brother. He's not sure. The brother was shot and killed because he was standing next to, he was mistaken for Sebastain. So Sebastian's got a little bit of guilt over that. And the woman that gave birth to, Patrick, decided to leave and elope with this other guy, and this other guy didn't want the kid coming. So she left him with Sebastain. And Hendon is Sebastian's legal father. He's not his biological father. And that all came to light a while ago. And it led to an estrangement between Sebastain and Hendon. They are working their way back together. He believes that Hendon does love him and raised him as a son when he really didn't have to, and he knew from Sebastian's birth that Sebastain wasn't his, because Sebastain was conceived while he was out to sea. And all this came to light several books ago, and they worked through it, and now they have a cordial relationship. Also, Hero's father is Lord Charles Jarvis, and he's cousin to Prince George, and Prince George is a whiny guy. He whines an awful lot about this or that or this or that. And he eats all the time, and it's just disgusting. So, and Lord Jarvis, while he's Hero's father and Sebastian's father-in-law, he doesn't waste words in threatening his son-in-law's life often. And Jarvis has a new wife, and it was never disclosed. But I've got this feeling it was never disclosed. It was, it was insinuated or implied, but it was never actually stated by any character anywhere in the books. But I really do believe that Victoria, the cousin, had a hand in Hero's mom dying. It's never been implied. It's never, none of the characters have even thought it. I heavily lean that way, though. I totally, absolutely believe that she had a role in Hero's mom dying because she wanted to be with Jarvis, and she's an evil one. And she's matching Jarvis evil for evil, but she's also got this thing for Hero, and I think she wants to get rid of Hero, too. So we got to be cautious there. And Hero is also with child. It may not be born in the next book or the book after. We'll see. This book is 6 months, 4 to 6 months. So, anyways, so those are your characters. Oh, and Tom. Tom's got to grow up a little. He's awesome. I love Tom. Sebastian's got to give him a little bit more to do. So like I said, if I had a word for this book, it would be incestuous. And I don't mean it sexually, I mean it murderously. Family is killing family. And it's the whodunit will shock the life out of you, but it becomes quite clear at the end, and it's all explained at the end. So I have this expression, it's just. And you can fill that sentence in with any word you want. It's just great, it's just bad, it's just horrible, it's just good, it's just. And like I said, it's just incestuous, all the stuff that goes on in this book. So an awful lot of people die in this book. You know a secret, so you've got to die, or you know something, but you don't know you know it, but you still gotta die, because you know something. And I also kept thinking about how spoiled King George was. He just spoiled King. So there's a lot going on in this book. And to give another little spoiler, kind of, sorta, when I think of The Omen. That's a huge, massive spoiler. Think of The Omen. So there's also Henry Lovejoy, our magistrate, goes through some stuff in this book too, some personal stuff. His wife and daughter were killed 14 years ago, and Olivia and Emma are killed in the same way, and he has flashbacks to it. It was one of the reasons why he went and became a Bow Street runner. So he lives through a lot of stuff. He has a lot of memories in this. He's going through a little bit of depression in this book. It causes him to reflect. Did the right man pay for the job? Did this guy actually murder his wife and daughter? Or was he just the gopher, the scapegoat situation? And Henry, by the end of the book, really, 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 really regrets what happened to the guy. The guy had PTSD and was going through a lot of stuff, and it all comes to light. Henry was so like this that he, Bow Street was like, this guy did it, and they weren't looking anyplace else. And now Henry, 14 years later, has serious regrets about what happened. So he goes to the murder scene, and the first thing he sees in his mind is his wife and his daughter, because these people are laid out exactly the same way they were. The bodies were arranged. So, it's just, he goes through all this stuff. So then we learn some background about, so this mother and daughter are killed. And there are still 3 other children at home. And it's revealed that the mother was into many causes. She was trying to save children from chimney sweeps. She saw a boy being abused by a chimney sweep, and she tried to have the law or magistrate step in, but they couldn't do anything about it, and the child ended up dying. So then she's trying to help with the foundling hospital. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in here about the family and all the different causes. And she was in the middle of doing a concert. And I'm sort of kind of hoping that maybe Hero takes it up and maybe does the fundraising concert for the foundling hospital. Or maybe just gives them some money. She has enough of it. So the first plot, of course, is the murder of the mother and the daughter, and one of the relatives of the king is a suspect, Basil Rhodes, and Jarvis threatens Sebastain to stop talking to Basil, because every time he talks to Basil, Basil talks to the king and complains, and the king complains to Jarvis, and Jarvis doesn't want to hear it anymore. The king says to stop it, and they keep threatening Sebastain and threatening Sebastain. His life gets attempted. That seems to be a running theme in all the books, that somebody somewhere tries to kill Sebastain at least 2 or 3 times in a book. So then Hero has a secondary plot. She's investigating Olivia's causes. Like I said, she had the foundling hospital. There's also this couple that's been paid to take in infants, and apparently none of the infants live more than a month. And that was very, very depressing. Every time I hear about an abandoned baby, I'm like, me, gimme. I'll raise the child. I'll love the child. I'll feed the child. Help me out with medical expenses. But other than that, I will love the child as my own. Care for it, feed it, clothe it, and cherish it for the rest of my life. And these people just leave them in garbage cans. And it's just heart-wrenching when you hear those stories. I'm like, me, please. Because I can't afford to adopt, but I could afford to feed and clothe the child. So it's just heart-wrenching. Some of the stuff that this lady does, that the Blackaders do, are just heart-wrenching. So then we have the fact that Salinger, Olivia's husband, was a wife beater. During the autopsy, it's determined that she has many, many bruises around her body, and he had been beating her too. So that's just the tip of your little iceberg. So we have let's see if we can go through this. So 2 boys find the bodies in the park. And I really don't think I really need to go through too much of this. Oh, then there's the backstory of Napoleon. This is the end of the Napoleon era. He's being shipped off to that island where he eventually passes away. I looked it up. But I wanted to see, what was that issue there? But that's basically, I mean, I could really go into depth of this book. But we also Hero finds another apprentice that was also beaten and starved to death, that was saved, that Olivia managed to save. So that's basically, I did want to mention, they also deal with the fact that they're looking, there's reference to the Sebastain project. It's Spencean. And at this point, it really has nothing to do with the main plot of the book. But I just thought it was interesting that I did not know this. But the Sebastain was the name of a radical group of revolutionaries in 1800 England who followed the ideas of Thomas Spence, a British speaker and a agrarian reformer. Thomas Spence, a self-taught radical who believed the education could be liberation. He created the phonetic alphabet and the pronunciation system to help people to learn to read and pronounce English correctly. He also published the first English dictionary with pronunciations in it in 1715. The Sebastain Philanthropist Group, the name of the group founded by Spence and his friends in 1801. The group was known for its revolutionary activities, including plotting to overthrow the government. In 1816, suspensions including Arthur Thistwood were involved in the Sparfield riots. In 1820, the stations were involved in a Cato Saint conspiracy failed attempt to overthrow the government. But I think it was really interesting that he wrote the dictionary. One of the first dictionaries with pronunciations in it. And whenever I think about the dictionary, I just think about Webster's. So, your main plot points are the murder of Henry Lovejoy's wife and daughter. Did they really get the real guy? Then you have the murder of Olivia and Emma. Who did that and why? Is it related to Henry Lovejoy's wife's murder? Then, of course, Olivia was trying to save the children from the chimney sweepers and the Blackaders. Did any of them have an issue in her murder? Then you have Olivia was having a secret love affair. Rumor has it really hadn't gotten anywhere. They were just on the talking situation. And did the husband kill the wife because she was having an affair? But then why kill the daughter? Why was the daughter killed? What was so important about her being killed? So the suspicion is thrown all over the place. There are several different suspects in this book for the murders. Then like I said, she was having the love affair, and this was the guy from her past. He was supposedly died in war, but when she learned that he had been taken captive, and he escaped, and when he escaped, he was told that the reason she married was because she was told he had died, plus the fact that her father wanted her to marry a title. And so he paid the guy to marry Olivia with his money, and she did not like the guy at all. And like I said, he was a wife beater. He turned out to be a wife beater. Her life turned out to be miserable. But because her father had, quote unquote, her best interest at heart because he wanted her to marry a title, sometimes parents do the right things for the wrong reasons or the wrong things for the right reasons. And it's just, she wanted to marry for love and he wanted her to have a title. Because back in the early days, a title was important. But she didn't think a title was all that important, but her father did. So her father arranged the marriage. So we'll see how that turned out. And then there are several people who know the particulars about no additional information about Olivia and Emma that is later revealed in the book, and then the murder is revealed, and that's like, oh, okay, well that makes sense. But this is not before several people get killed. Several people get killed because they know too much. And they don't know that they know that much, but they know stuff. So, was Henry wrong 14 years ago? Did someone else kill his wife and child? Was the wrong man hanged? Who killed Olivia and Emma? And who killed everybody else in the book? You're not gonna believe it. It's a twisty-turny book, but it's definitely incestuous. So if you could please hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it, and let people know I'm here. I spend my time reading books and talking about books. I am not a creative person. I'm not with the thumbnails. I'm not with the title is, I'm talking about this book, so this is my title. And some people put explosive titles out there. I'm talking about the book. I want you to know that I'm talking about the book. That's why I use the name of the book and the title. I don't know what else to do. If you have any ideas, let me know. Have a good one.